This is the 2027 Ram 3500 Laramie Long Box. What advantages does it have over the competition? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to tell you what the advantages are as we work our way through the tour on this truck. The exterior color is called Molten Red Metallic Tint Coat, and it is a stunning color. It can have a black interior. It has the night package on it, so there's gonna be a lot of black around here. And one thing here on the front end, for those of you that don't like a lot of chrome, guess what? You don't have to worry about any of that here. Some people tell me that's outdated. Tell me what you think. But in this case, no chrome here. It's all black. We're gonna have our front view camera right here intertwined. I like how that's kind of molded into the logo. It looks just right there. Full LED lighting. Now you do have the projector beam style low and high beam headlights, LED daytime running lights, and turn signal indicators. And right down here, a big favorite, it seems, for a lot of people, the LED fog lights. Now you'll have the recovery hooks here on the front end. And it's not because someone's going to pull you anywhere. It's because you're going to be pulling out the Chevrolets, the GMCs, and the Fords, right? That's the situation. Well, we're going to work our way around on this truck. We're going to find 17-inch wheels. Now you will find a little bit of a different finish here with the rims, but it's not all chrome, it's not all silver, so I think that works really well. Now one thing that really separates these trucks apart from the competition, the GMCs and Chevrolets and the Fords, is you can go with the air ride suspension. And we're gonna have our lights here with the turn signal indicators, everything built in, a lot of exterior lighting on these mirrors. They're heated, they're power adjustable. They're also going to be power folding. Let me get in here and show you that real fast. I'm going to hit the button here on the inside. These will also fold and unfold when you lock and unlock the truck, so you can deal with that. And we'll get those to unfold for us right here. You're also going to see the power assist steps. In fact, let me just use the back door to show that. You can see that's going to go back under the truck. It takes a little time to do that, which is actually kind of a nice thing. That way if somebody comes up last minute ready to get in, or if someone's getting out at the last minute, that's not going to be a problem. Now the one thing I would like to see done differently with our body color door handles is going to be right here. You've got the passive entry button. You can come and unlock and lock all four doors with that button. How hard would it be to make it a standard feature? If they're on the front handles, they should also be here on the rear. Now this truck is going to have the dual wheels on the back. You can go with a single wheel version if you want to, even with this longer bed, which this truck does have a lot of space going on here. Going to give you that extra room that I know a lot of you want to have. We're going to have our mud flaps back here on the rear. A really good thing to have on these trucks. And once again, that night package makes its way here to the rear of the truck with all of the badging, all of the logos, and once again, we're going to have our LED lighting nice and bright. All of your hookups are going to be here for everything that you need, depending on what your situation is, what you're doing. Trailer lights, all that good stuff. You can set that up and you're good to go. Under the hood is the 6.7 liter Cummins diesel engine. This turbo diesel is no slouch. Now you might not be too impressed with the horsepower. It's 430. Check out the torque numbers. 1,075 pound-feet. All of that's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 about 7 seconds flat. That's pretty darn impressive for a truck of this size. And top speed is about 100 miles per hour. Now, one of the big golden nuggets that you're going to find here, number one thing that a lot of people have said, it's kind of a disappointment, is that the diesel exhaust fluid is still here. Some have said it is not. But the nugget here is its model comes with the 50-gallon, that's right, 50-gallon fuel tank. So on a full tank of fuel, you should be able to drive about 750 miles in the city, estimated about 1,100 miles out on the highway. Now let's work our way here to the bed. And before I do that, in fact, let's show you the key fob. So you're going to have lock, unlock, remote start. You can open your power tailgate right here, and that's exactly what we're going to do, is open that up. We'll get that to open for us. Come on now. There we go. It just didn't want to come down. Now I like the fact that you have the bed liner already here, lots of tie-down points, and check out these numbers. 36,610 pounds of potential towing capacity, 6,050 on your payload. not going to be a slouch in any area whatsoever. And I don't have them on right now, but you have the lighting right in this area right here. It's going to be on both sides with the nice bright LED lights. That's going to shine into your bed. You're going to have your power outlet right there if you want to take advantage of that. Multiple options for tie downs, whether it's right here or right here. And you're not going to find too much that won't fit in this bed. I know if I was going to pick up a rear engine dragster and it didn't have a motor or anything in it, you can almost pick the thing up, put it in here, or let the rear or the front end hang off and actually get it home that way if you had to. So kind of a cool little thing with that. We're going to have the cab light up there that's going to provide even more lighting into the interior of this bed. You're also going to have your power sliding rear window. So everything you want is definitely going to be here. I think my favorite thing so far is that 50-gallon fuel tank. I drive a 2024 GMC 2500. I only have 36 gallons, although you're spending a fortune to fill it up. Now let's talk about what your backseat passengers are going to find besides a tremendous amount of room. Our door panel, plenty of room, a little bit of padding built into that rear area of the armrest. Can have your contrast stitching and your upper and your lower door bins for storage. There's no shortage of space, especially in that lower area. Now, we'll work our way in. Storage is interesting here. Number one, something more conventional. We're gonna have our rear seat pockets. Underneath, a little bit more storage space on this side. Over there, you can see part of the Harman Kardon audio system that this model has, and you can get a good look at the cup holders right here. So that's something you want to know about. Something else that I really like here that sets this truck apart from the competition is the in-floor storage. And it's a very unique thing because not only do you have that insert there that you can take out, but that's can be used as a trash can. If you have stuff in there you need to dump out or whatever it is, that's easily disposable, or you can just leave it out and have that extra space that it provides one way or another. I really like that. Now we're going to put these seats down, put the cushions back down here real quick, and get that down real quick. Kind of hard to do that one-handed. Thankfully, for as tall as this truck is, you've got the grab handle right here. Makes it very easy to hop in and out of. You do have your rear window defogger here. We didn't talk about that earlier, but you couldn't see it. And A+ to Ram. Why is that? With the design of the cup holders, are usually up here in the front paralleling one another, but this vertical design I think works well because you can use it as an armrest whether there's a cup in there or not. That's the way more vehicles should be. But if people are thirsty, you have a total of 6 cup holders here. Your final 2 are here on the rear of the center console. Then we have our air conditioning vents right here. We've got USB connectivity, heated seats on the outboard seats. That should be ventilated as well because it gets hot here in Northwest Louisiana. And one more power outlet in addition. How about the sticker price on this truck? At Hebert's Town & Country, there's a link in the description of the video if you want to know more, maybe buy this truck. $97,155. One thing I didn't mention earlier, you also have a 342 rear axle ratio and no sunroof. That's why I've not talked about that, so that's not here. For me, that's a good thing. For some people, maybe not so much. Let's see what else you get for that price. With our upper console, there's the control for that power rear window I told you about, and you know what else is up here. I think you can figure that out. We've got everything for our lights and all that good stuff. Working our way down, we're going to go across the way to the glove box. You want to take a look at that. We not only have the lower glove box in that traditional place right there, but I'm going to push the button right here. There's our upper glove box. Now no screen on this model, but you can get the passenger screen if you want that. Plenty of room over there with the armrest and the upper and lower door bins, just like we saw with the rear. The driver and passenger seats are heated and ventilated and power adjustable. The passenger seat does not have lumbar support, the only thing missing. Now, seat memory here on the driver's side, again, something missing from the passenger side. All of our controls for our side view mirrors right here, depending on what we need to do or adjust, we can do that. There's the button I pushed to fold those mirrors in earlier, and you can see one of the multiple speakers throughout the interior of this truck. And one touch down and one touch up with our front windows, but you're gonna have to hold the buttons down to raise and lower the windows for your rear doors. And right here, we're gonna have the light control, fog lights, all that good stuff is here. And you're also going to have the control right here for adjusting your steering wheel. The one thing about that is it's only tilt adjustable. You can't telescopically adjust the steering wheel, so something to be aware of. That's something that Ram does need to change, in my opinion. We're gonna have everything with our steering wheel mounted controls. Your adaptive cruise control will be right here, and then we can go through all sorts of information right here. I'm just going through with my arrows and just working my way through. I can go through and make a lot of different changes depending on what I want to do. Just figure your way out around. It's not that hard to do. You just have to make sure you're on the correct screen to do whatever it is you're looking for. And we'll just go all the way back to where we were. And obviously, when you want to select something, you hit OK right there. Self-explanatory, right? Got controls on the rear of the steering wheel for what you're listening to and the volume, and depending on the size you need. And right here, the conventional style shifter. Now, I know a lot of people tell me with my GMC 2500 that when you are driving, you can't see the screen. Here, it's definitely not a problem. I'm having no trouble seeing the screen whatsoever. I don't have any trouble seeing the screen in my truck, but some people tell me they do. Now, we're gonna work our way to the center screen, currently the largest in the industry. That's going to change with the Silverados and the GMCs in the future. Do we really need a bigger screen? I don't know about that. I don't think so, but that's our situation. So you can see everything that we have here with vehicle. There's a lot going on here. You definitely have no shortage of camera views. They are all over the truck. We've got that overhead view, and then we have the rear view, our front view. You can go back here, we can go to our bumper area view coming off the tailgate. And right here, we're gonna also have the view into the bed. And something else that I like is that we have the dual exhaust, or two auxiliary, let me get that out without a tongue twist, auxiliary options for a couple of extra cameras. That is nice. Depending on what you want to do and what you need to do, you can do that. And then we can also go with the tire fill alert for the trailer if we want to do that. I'm going to show you a little bit of what's going on here. There's your navigation. That's nice to have people ask about that. You're not going to find too many vehicles that don't have that in this day and age. We can edit pages if we want to. There's a lot of different things we can do here. And then we're going to come down here and we can go to music, whatever we want to with that. You can go to comfort. If you need to be right there, we can set that up. Phone is here, and then vehicle where we just were. And we can also come right here. I do want to show you a couple little things with that. You've got favorites if you want to. You've got trailer. Not going to be able to show you too much there, but you can see what's going on where that's concerned. And then auxiliary is here as well. Now, as far as your apps go, if you're wondering, where's the screen with all the different icons on it? Here's where we go. So you're going to have favorites here. If you want to do that, you can come in here to categories. That's going to give you everything on one screen. You're going to have Apple CarPlay and Google Android Auto. That's what it is for 2027. And you can see everything that is here. There's actually quite a bit to go through depending on what you need to do. You can also go over here to media, comfort, navigation, and phone. And we also have a couple more things, as you can see right there. Pretty simple system to deal with. I do like the fact that we do have physical controls for the air conditioning with fan speed and temperature. All of that's going to be there, so that's a good thing. I'm always happy to see that, but you do have some things you can do here within the screen as well, just so you can see what's going on. You can sync if you need to, or those sides can be on different temperatures, whatever the situation is. And we'll work our way down. We're going to have your trailer brake control. All that stuff's going to be here. Everything, choosing whether you're in two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, four high, four low. Depends on what you need. You've got all of that. Everything here for your trailer brake control. And then our USB connectivity. I'm going to move this back out of the way. One thing I really like here, number one, the dual charging pads. That's a good thing. Something else that I like, I'm going to give you a complaint to talk about with GMC and Chevrolet, is when I put my phone in to charge, often it's not charging. I like how it's held in right here because you just lay it down at an angle in my truck. This actually holds it in. I hope Chevrolet and GMC have taken notes, and so when we get our new trucks, the 1500s are coming out for 2027, we'll have to see what they have with that. I don't think it's going to be much better, but we'll see. And something else that's nice here is this area that holds so much storage. You've got that. We also can bring this up with our cup holders, change holder. I don't know how many people even carry change anymore, but some of us still do. And then a little bit more storage where that is concerned. And here's what we're going to have as far as getting into the main area that does actually go all the way up. I can't quite put my hand up there where you can see it, but it does go all the way through from here all the way to right in front of those wireless charging pads. And depending on what you need to do, the Pythagorean theorem, all that good stuff, everything is going to be here for those of you that are doing some work. And let me put this down because that's not all we have. We also have a little bit of space right here. I like that Ram has taken advantage of so much of the available storage that other brands seem to miss out on. One more thing I didn't tell you about is when you turn your blinkers on, you can also see into your blind spot with those cameras mounted in the side view mirrors. And here is a sound sampling of the 17 speaker. Yes, there are 17 speakers in the interior of this truck. Harman Kardon audio system. And we don't want to go too far on that, but it does sound fantastic. And one more thing I want to show real quick is right up here. You do have a little bit of storage, and there is a 12-volt power outlet, something that the GMCs and Chevrolets don't have anywhere in the interior. All right, here we go on the test drive with this Ram 3500. To say the least, it's not going to have the smoothest ride quality, but you can go with that air ride suspension if you want to. That will help. But it is a dually, it is meant to tow, so the ride quality may not be the absolute best, although you do have a lot of great features within the interior of this truck. I know people hate to hear the word luxury associated with an HD truck, but it's just the reality of what these trucks have become in this day and age. But it still gets the job done as far as your towing and your hauling. It's going to get people wherever you need to take them, whether you're going to the racetrack, going to the job site, whatever you're doing, it's going to take care of business. Now, it's not the best handling thing either. The steering is not real tight, but I don't think anybody's expecting that with a truck like this. But you've got so many great things going on here. The gas and the brake pedal, very easy to manage and deal with. And then you're going to have all of the great technology here from Ram. In my personal opinion, not difficult to learn and use. I had to learn it at some point. There is a lot within the screen as far as the technology goes, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be difficult for you to figure out. You should be able to deal with it no problem whatsoever. I think you'll be just fine. Easy to see out of, I sure like that. And you have a lot of great features as far as, or should I say, great technology with your safety features such as your blind spot monitoring and all that good stuff. Now, as far as your warranty goes, this is one thing where I would like to see Ram maybe step up the game a little bit. More automakers out there than not have gone away from the 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, although you do have the 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. It is a limited warranty, something to keep in mind. But I think it's time to move on from 3 years, 36,000 miles. At least that's my opinion. Tell me what you think about that in the comments section. Should that be a thing of the past? Should that be increased? Some automakers, like I say, have done that, but it just depends on what you're working with and who you're working with. But overall, a very nice truck, a lot of great features. It does cost quite a bit, but this truck will get the job done for you on towing and hauling, everything you need as far as those boxes you want to check off. But I'm curious to know, what is not here that you wish were? Ram 3500 Laramie dually, does it stand out from the competition? I'll say it definitely does in a lot of ways, especially with that 50-gallon fuel tank. Yeah, it's expensive to fill up, but you don't have to fill up nearly as often. That's a nice thing. Now, if we could just do away with that diesel exhaust fluid, you can, but it is very expensive to pay somebody to do that for you, anywhere from $3 to $5 grand. Tell me what you've paid if you've done that. I would love to say a special thanks to our friends at Hebert's Town & Country who were kind enough to loan us this truck for the day so we could tell you all about it. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. Tell me what you think about this truck. I'm always curious to receive your feedback. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. That's greatly appreciated and super helpful to us. Subscribe and please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out one of the videos that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.